One of the federal judges that the MAGA world loves to hate, Tanya Chutkin, seems to be poised to put a stop on the construction of that 250-foot Independence Arch that Trump wants to build over the National Mall. Let's discuss. I'm Dave Ehrenberg, former state attorney for Palm Beach County, aka the Florida Lawman here on Substack. Thanks for your support. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. And if you already have, please consider upgrading your subscription to support my work and to have a two-way conversation. But let's talk about that arch, because a lot of you know about the East Wing construction, demolition, and how a federal judge put the kibosh on that construction, temporary hold, as Trump appeals it. But again, this is the theme of this Substack that we have seen time and time again, that district court judges, federal judges, some of whom are appointed by Trump himself, have been stepping up and provided the guardrails that Congress refused to provide. Yes, Article 3 judges. We're talking about the judiciary, checks and balances, co-equal branches of government. Yes, Congress should take a lesson from that. The Article 1, Congress, the legislative branch, has abdicated its role. They've self-emasculated. They have not provided guardrails, at least not until November, when the Democrats are going to gain control of the House. That's happening. Still unsure about the Senate, but we'll know more as it gets closer. But let's talk about that arch, because Trump also wanted this huge arch, bigger than the arch in Paris. He wants an arc is to be there in honor of our 250th birthday, and we know about the $400 million ballroom. Okay, but when it comes to the arc, it would be a gateway to the Arlington National Cemetery. 250 feet, just to put it in perspective, would be nearly double the height of the Lincoln Memorial. It's huge. So a group of Vietnam veterans and preservationists sued to stop it. They said that it would mar the hollowed landscape and destroy the symbolic sight lines between Lincoln Memorial and the Arlington house. So, and I get it. I mean, in the end, you got to get congressional approval. That's the argument. You got to get Congress. You can't just do these things without Congress. Now, admittedly, Congress is asleep at the wheel. So the administration is saying, well, the Park Service has the ability to do it. They've gotten deference, and they're under the executive branch. So game on. But the case landed in front of Judge Tanya Chutkin. If her name sounds familiar, it's because she's the judge who was in charge of the litigation over January 6th. Remember the criminal trial of Donald Trump over January 6th? Yeah. She is the one who wanted to go until the Supreme Court put the kibosh on it. This is the one where Jack Smith said, we need to go to trial before the election. Judge Tanya Chutkin said, I will move my European vacation. But then the Supreme Court said, no, you're not. You're gonna hold off on this. And then Trump got elected, and the rest is history. But in the hearing over the arch, Judge Chutkin just recently expressed that it would be a nightmare scenario if she woke up one morning to find bulldozers already at work without notice. Yeah, that's what happened at the East Wing, where Trump says, it's too late. We can't put it back together again. Yeah, but you can stop construction. So the two main reasons she put a hold on it is, number one, the authority issue. She questioned whether the president has unilateral power to build massive monuments on federal land without express congressional authorization. And number two, transparency. The administration claimed that the project was still in the conceptual phase, but the Judge Chutkin said, I don't buy that. Trump is talking about this is getting done. Well, is it conceptual phase, or do you look at the words of the president who says this is getting done? He putting, again, another case where he puts out words on social media that come back to bite him. And as such, he pushed for a voluntary halt to any groundbreaking while the case proceeds. So in the meantime, she's saying, let's stop it now. Now, you may be wondering, well, what if the voluntary halt is violated by the administration? We've seen that. Well, I think then she would step in and issue the injunction immediately. She would not like a sign of bad faith among the parties, between the parties. And also, remember, I know she knows who the Trump administration is. She's no fool, but she's a judge. She's trying to give every side their chance to make the argument. And right now she's saying, let's just voluntarily stop this until we can have the proper evidentiary hearing. And I think ultimately she's going to say no. because it just seems that way. I mean, Judge Leon, uh, he issued a formal restraining order on the East Wing construction, and that's a big deal because he wrote that the president is a steward of the White House, not its owner. Right. And he said you need congressional approval for it. So that's going to be on appeal. And it's just another example of the judiciary stepping up. And Trump's going to have to do these things soon because come November, he won't have a non-existent Congress. He'll have a Congress that pushes back on him as the Democrats gain control of the House, if not both houses of the legislature. And we'll keep following it here on Substack. I'm Dave Ehrenberg, a.k.a. the Florida Lawman. If you like this video, hit the subscribe button. Also, consider upgrading your subscription. That supports my work. I appreciate your support. And I'll see you next time.